What's up, y'all? It's your boy Young DMB, Dwcollectables, here for a video I do not really want to make, but I should be making more content, and this is a hot button thing, and I think that I have some thoughts that I have to get out there. So it's more for me than anybody, but if you've been living under a rock, you know or don't know that PWC got restricted by eBay, and then all of PWCC's auctions are gone, and they will no longer be working with eBay. PWCC is about $200 million in sales a year, 50,000 auctions at once, listed, fixed price, all this other good stuff. It's a massive blow to people like me. So I'm going to go through this. Now, again, I'm not taking any sides here. I do have a massive lean towards PWCC because, again, I use their service, as you can see on the screen. But I'm going to try to be as objective as possible. So let's go through the actual posts. So I'm just grabbing this from the Sports Card Investor IG. Shout outs to the people at SCI. So eBay in this is saying that they have suspended PWCC for shill bidding, which is prohibited by eBay. Here's my thing. Let's go to eBay. So let's say that I'm just perusing a random item, right? Let's say I want to bid on this item. I bid, the bid goes up. A certain amount of time is going to pass until this is over, 5 days, 4 hours. If this was my item, there's no reason why I can't have a second account, put in a number, and bid that number up. I can make one for my daughter. I can have one for my wife. I can tell my mom to do it. I can tell my dad to do it. I can tell my cousins, tell my brother, tell my sister. Nothing about this stops show bidding. And that's the thing. I don't want to focus in too much on show bidding. I will say, if PWCC had its employees or the owner do shill bidding on items, they got what they deserve. I'm going to be very clear about that. If they messed up, they messed up. However, my problems is twofold. Number one, if that's not the truth, this is super, super low-handed by eBay. Number two, the way in which they went about it is more upsetting than what they did. Because again, shill bidding is not stopped. There's nothing stopping shill bidding from happening. If you use Probstein, Wharf, PC Sports Cards, Nash, whoever you want, you can still shill bid your own items. When you send it to a consigner, it's going to be in an account that is not yours. So I could just shill bid from my main account. I don't even have to create a new account to shill bid my items. That's one. Number two, the reason why eBay even has all of these consigners on their platform is because their policies and their fees are ridiculous. If you're an average seller, and I am technically below average, I have 100 feedback, and that's more buying than selling. They're going to take 13 and a half, maybe more percentage out of your fees at the end of any sale. If you somehow get negative rating for whatever reason, that number is going to go up. All of these consigners have a better fee than that. So it just makes sense that, number one, in an aggregate consigner, there's going to be more people watching their stuff, right? This guy has 89,000 feedback. I don't know if he's a consigner or not. And whoever this is, shout out to you for having 99.7 positive feedback. Your stuff looks good. I've never bought anything from you, but cool beans, man. But again, if I consign with them, I'm going to get more eyes on these things. This thing already has 27 watchers. There's still 5 days left. It's going to be more than I'm going to be able to get with my own account. And the fee for these consigners is usually less than what eBay charges. And it scales up by card. And again, yes, 13.5% is probably fine if you're going to be selling $100 cards, right? Getting things on the platform, getting them sold is more important than nickel and diming this. But when you have very expensive cards, and I have some very expensive cards, the difference between 13.5% or 9 or 8 or 7 or even less is massive. And because grading fees are now out of control, it's harder and harder to get these margins to make positive ROI for people out there. And again, if you've heard any of my other videos, I've spent most of my time grading. I haven't even done enough selling yet. It's taken so long in between PSA shutdowns, CSG backlog, SGC stuff, waiting for old PSA orders, being able to afford $5,000-$6,000 PSA orders that I've been sending out. This to me, taking everything down is really hurtful to me, a consumer of eBay, period. Right? And the reason why I am even going to a consignor again is because eBay's policies and fees are ridiculous. There's so many unpaid auctions. There's so many people that can return things for all these ridiculous reasons. PWCC and Probstein and anybody that you could choose, they have preferential status with eBay. So there's less returns. There's less unpaid items. You don't have to deal with shipping. You don't have to deal with people going, my son didn't click on the button. I really didn't want it. Whatever BS is under the sun. But again, these things can get very expensive, and sometimes depending on how either the post office, if there's an insurance claim, or eBay, if there's a claim, sometimes I've heard of people losing out on the card and the money. I'm just not willing to do that for higher end cards. I'd rather either sell it off eBay or send it to a consignor. Very simple. I'll send it to Golden if I have to. And again, that's nothing against Golden. It's just that Golden for me is the last choice for a lot of these things because they're usually higher end. If I'm going to sell a PSA 9, what do I have in front of me? PSA 9 Mbappe 2018, I'm probably not going to do that on Golden, right? Anyway, so I'm digressing a little bit. So let's go to PWCC's response. So their claim is that they're shocked to see that someone has been engaging in shill bidding. They're saying that none of their employees, and again, this is to their knowledge. And again, I work in government, so I hear these types of things all the time, and we have to go after people that are violating law or violating regulations. This is always the boilerplate that they send back to us. But again, they're saying to their knowledge, they don't know of anybody doing that activity. But they're also saying that some of these behaviors may not violate eBay's policies. Again, I'm not here to dispute whether shill bidding is or isn't against that. I don't like the idea of shill bidding, but it's a necessary thing in the hobby. But for me, if I'm going to go into an auction and I go, I'll pay $1,500 for that card, I'm not going over $1,500. Whether it's shill bid or not, I come in with a number that I know may just come out of my bank account. And so I'm different than a lot of people in that way. And yes, it may suck if you could have gotten a card for $1,200 that went for $1,500. But again, you have to go in knowing your budget. And if that's $300 is really that big of an issue for you, maybe A, auctions aren't for you, or B, this may just not be the hobby for you. And again, I don't want to be abrasive on that, but again, the shill bidding thing for me personally is not a big issue in my life. However, what is a big issue now is if we go to my vault, and again, so PWCC, the way that it works, if you're living under a rock, you send them their cards, it gets curated, you get high-res scans, the ability to sell, ship, share, whatever you want. And the great part about it is you used to be able to hit the sell button, and you used to be able to do one of these kind of auctions. Now, Premier Auction is something over $25,000. They had a monthly auction, which was on the eBay platform, which organized everything by players and categories and all this other stuff. And it was really kind of easy to go, you know what? I really want a Kobe Bryant card. They got a basketball 1990s to 2000s. Oh, I can get a Kobe Bryant this time. Put a lot more eyes on your cards. And you could do that for almost every single price point. There wasn't like a minimum. Flash auctions, you could have done 1, 3, 5, or 7. You pick your time, your date, your auction duration, and then off you go. Fixed price, you just set it with a buy it now, and then you sit there and you field offers. And then you can just not list it. But what's great about it is, and this is a good example of a card. So I bought this card not too long ago from Card Optics, the manager, the media manager over at SCI and then Discord. And it's a really rare card, right? It's one of 3 PSA 10s that exists of a 1989 sticker for Ninja Turtles, which is really, really hard to get in a 10. And I started to wanted to go, I want to start this collection, all this other good stuff. But I also thought, you know what, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to have 2 out of the 4, 3 out of the 4 of these, and they really need this one. I've never even seen the other 2 around. I might be the only person who had this on eBay. So I would go here, I would go to fixed price, I'd sit it there, put it at a ridiculous number like $1,200 and just start fielding offers. It worked well because things that you didn't want to sell, if the price is good enough, you will sell. Or I can go, what? You know what? A new Ninja Turtle movie is coming out. Let me put this out. Or a cartoon or whatever, I can put this out. This is even more important when you go to the sports card section of this, right? And so I'll go to a perfect example. Right now, Holland is super hot. So I could have gone, okay, Holland's super hot. Let me go on here. This is, and ignore the insured value. This is just their price. But I paid roughly, after slabbing, around 1,100 for this. I could just go sell, listed at 2,000, and go, the next time he scores 3 goals, somebody's going to snap by this. I'm able to make my money. PWCC takes its cut, which is less than eBay on a card over 2,000. I believe that it's 9% or somewhere in that range. So I'm beating out that fee. They take care of the shipping. They take care of the returns. They take care of everything. It gets slapped into my account. I could withdraw it into PayPal. Yes, it takes a couple of business days, but it's way easier for me to manage everything, and I could time the market. I won't belabor it because if you really want to watch a great video about it, back in, I don't even know how far back this goes, but he had a PWCC episode, and I can't find it right now. But again, he had a great PWCC episode where he went over how exactly you can use the vault to your advantage. So my problem, again, just to kind of go back to the actual point of this video, is that now I have all these cards that can't be listed. None of the cards that I currently have at PWCC exceed $25,000, so I can't send them to the premiere. And their platform's not open until October. So my only option is to send them back home to myself. Some of these, as you can see, I just got curated, right? I literally just got them curated. They just popped up on the website. 813. So now there's a ton of cards that I sent over there, and I can't list them, and I want them back. In order to get them back, you have to ship them back. And again, at these cards' prices, I have to pay for the insurance for all these cards, which gets pretty lofty when you start combining these. And I have to also pay a fulfillment fee because these free vaulting services through PWCC was with the acknowledgement that eventually you'd sell it on PWCC's to eBay platform. And that makes sense for all parties, right? Store it forever, but as soon as you sell it, we get our cut. But because of the way that this works, you have to pay a fulfillment fee to extract your card and not sell it on eBay. That can get quite expensive. So here I am with my NFL slabs, and these are really what I'm concerned about. I need to get these back so I can sell them. The football season's almost here. I can't wait until October for these things to move. So in order to move all of these, I have to pay, whatever we want to say the insurance is, so maybe $300 or so, plus all the shipping fees for all of this, plus the fulfillment costs for all of this. This could cost me $800 to $1,000 just to ship it back. And I still haven't even sold it. I still haven't even listed it. And so my problem is now I have to get it to another consignor. Now I have to deal with more shipping, more insurance. Now I have to deal with all of these things. And again, I know this is not eBay's problem, but what they could have done, if you were so concerned with shill bidding, you could have let the current auctions that were listed be listed and restrict them from list anymore. A lot of these things were listed there. I was fielding offers. Some things I had current offers on that I just hadn't accepted yet. So now what you did is that you removed more than 17,000 listings. Anybody who had a current bid on a listing got screwed. Anybody who had a listing got screwed. Now all these people have to pay these extra fees to get their cards back. So again, my problem with this whole thing is how eBay went about this and the timing. So PWCC is coming out with a new platform, and this is when you drop this. So where's the press release about Probstein? Where's the press release about Nash cards? Where's the press release about anybody? Because the fact of the matter is that anybody could shill bid up items. And yes, if you're going to say PWCC and their employees did it, then fine. But again, what you're doing is you're hurting consumers. And what this does for me is I'm a person who's more likely to go off eBay or use whatever PWCC comes up with or use whatever Golden has. Because again, paying 13.5% on these huge items is just not worth it, especially with the return policy that eBay has. So, again, this is really, really crappy, and I wish they would have went about this another way, but one of the things that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to send these cards back, get them back home, and I'm going to send them to a Probstein or something like that, and then hopefully I can just move them. For the other cards, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to wait for this new service. Will it get enough eyes? That's the problem. eBay gets a ton of eyes. Will this new service be good enough for, yeah, Erling Haaland, but is Jude Bellingham popular enough for a PWCC offshoot website? Uh, Acuna's big. Tatum's big. Is Bo Jackson? Is this Ninja Turtle sticker? I don't know. I really don't know. So, this is something that I have to mull over. What I don't want to do is I don't want to eat thousands of dollars in just getting these cards home. Again, a lot of these things, I just did the Nationals grading. They could have been $225 just to grade on top of whatever either the break spot was or the wax cost was. These margins are just so razor thin these days. And especially if you have a bigger card, it's getting so hard to be able to do. And some of these cards, I didn't get slabbed twice. This card was, shout out to PSA for getting this very right. But the first time I sent this to PSA, this label was wrong. Luckily, they took care of it, no cost to me. But again, that's less time that I had for this thing to be on the market. And now I have even less time to get this thing out into the market. And Absolute's not super liquid, right? Like, yes, it's a 10 auto, but it's a 9. And, Absolute is kind of obscure in the hobby. So that's really my thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up on Discord. I'm probably going to be talking about this for a long time. But, anybody at eBay, I know you're not watching this, but, this is not the way you do business. And I mean, it is because, you're number one for a reason. But I'm going to let you know that someone like me, I have no desire to use eBay if I don't have to. And as soon as there's an alternative, I'm selling everything there. I already have a MySlabs account, and it's a little slower, but I'd much rather do 1% fees and take longer to sell things. Again, with most of these things, my margins may be 30% on the card. If I can increase that to 50 or 60 or 70 or 80%, I'll wait. Again, I have these slab cards. What am I going to do? It's already sunk cost for me. I don't need the money back right this second. It's not making me, indigent. I can't make my mortgage payment. So for me, it's just money going to be coming in that I could use later. And a lot of these things I can sell on fire sales and all that other stuff. So we'll see. So before I go, speaking of fire sales, I do have a fire sale on the 20th on SCI's Discord. And again, you can catch there. My current name is Yao Jude M. Bellingham because, again, as you can see from this list, I did quite well in Bellingham spot breaks. But yeah, I have a fire sale now. I'm selling a lot of the slabs that are not listed on here because obviously I have them in hand. But I wonder what I'm going to do with this. So again, I'm going to try to see if I can list these things somewhere else. Maybe like a MySlabsy type of thing, but I don't know how that works, and it's just very confusing. So we'll see what happens. But again, thank you guys for listening to me. If you've listened this far, I know it's kind of rambly. It's just kind of my pure thoughts, not too fleshed out. But I do have a video that's going to be coming up soon. I finally have my PSA sub coming back. My 16 cards are going to be coming back soon. And I have the biggest card that I own that I sent to BGS, and I'm going to do a reveal on YouTube, I guess, and we will enjoy that experience together. And then we can talk about kind of what I'm doing right this moment with grading and what I figured out about what I'm doing with PWCC. So until next time, again, Yalon Embiid, Dwcollectables. Catch me on Discord and on the SCI server most times, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.